Good evening, Flock family. How is everyone doing tonight? It is a stress-free Sunday night for our Baltimore Ravens and us fans. How are you, Hendo?
Tired. I'm excited. A little disturbed, but I'm all right. How about yourself?
That's a lot to unpackage. Tired, excited, a little disturbed. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit about how you're feeling all of those things in once?
I mean, I'm just tired because I'm tired. Like, I've actually gotten some rest. So, the more rest I get, the more tired I become. I'm excited because the playoffs are about to begin. We can put all of this nonsense behind us. The MVP, are the Ravens going to win the division? Everything is behind us. I'm disturbed because we have 1 week left in the regular season. It's like did
Hmm.
somebody snap their fingers and the regular season is just over. So we got the play. We got next week. We have the playoffs, Super Bowl, and then what? We're lost in limbo for months.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough last off season, for sure. But we're not going to think about that. We're going to enjoy the moment. We're going to live in the moment and enjoy the beautiful ride to this Super Bowl title that the Baltimore Ravens are about to take us on, conquering the AFC and then ultimately taking down whoever represents the NFC. Want to say good evening to those who have joined us. I see you. Thank you for being here. Just Tornado, Sean Coles, Jay the Six, to our channel members. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to us. And not only for our channel members, those who have been here faithfully for these last 29 days straight. We have we have to get through tonight's stream. So 3. We have tonight, tomorrow, and Tuesday remaining on deck. But we are here to talk about who are some of the X factors on our team right now that really can help propel us into the victory column. So I'll start with you, Hendo, and let us know as we go through. Let us know in the chat. We're going to start with offense, right? Let's start with offense. Who would be, and I wouldn't say other than Lamar Jackson and maybe Derrick Henry, but I'll leave it to you. Who would you consider to be an X factor for our Ravens moving forward?
I mean, of course, Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. They're the obvious answers. It's known. It is known. For me, my X factor going into the playoffs and potentially making a Super Bowl run is going to have to be Rashad Bateman. I think we need him healthy. We need him productive. We need him engaged. I think we use him on a lot of deep balls because technically we don't really have that speedster, but his route running gets him open, the play designs. So for me, I think he needs to be a consistent contributor during this offense. Like he can't go missing like he did the previous game, even though we didn't need him. But we need him to step up and kind of give that extra oomph to get us going because Zay's going to show up. Zay's going to do his thing. Hopefully, Mark Andrews is going to get involved a little bit more than he has in the past. But for me, Zay Flowers is going to be that guy that helps take us over the top offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to go in a bit of a different direction, but certainly agree with you. We can add him to the list. I am going to say, Agnes, I think you saw my notes from earlier because Agnes got it. That's right. I'm going with Keaton Mitchell. We are a run first team. And we have obviously, like I said, I'm trying to not say Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, because that kind of goes without saying. But in the absence of Justice Hill, and who knows, well, we might get him back before that first game going into the playoffs, that first, the divisional game. We might. And even if we do get him back, we don't know. That was a really, really scary sight to see in terms of his concussion. But we don't know how he will be coming back from that. And since there's a question mark surrounding Justice Hill in terms of when is he coming back, how will he be when he returns, that leaves us with kind of a void there at the running back, other than obviously Derrick Henry. So for that reason, for me, because we are a team whose bread and butter is running the football,
Hmm.
I'm going to absolutely go with Keaton Mitchell. And I'm glad that he's being able to have what I call like a ramp up period. Seeing him the other day, seeing him on Christmas Day against the Texans was great because he really could be that extra piece for us because Justice Hill has a burst of speed too. And so does Keaton Mitchell. So I'm going to go with Keaton Mitchell as the the X factor, I think, for this offense. Take a few.
Mm.
What do you think, Hendo?
Hmm. I mean, it's not a bad pick. Um, it's not a bad pick. He has home run ability. Like he can take it and go on any play. But for me, it's a durability concern.
Mm.
Like I don't want to count too much on him. And like of course we put him in for change of pace back, spot duty here and there. But if you think about all last season, he had a total of under 60 touches and got injured twice in 60 touches.
Yeah.
So how much can he be utilized coming off of an injury? Yes, they tried to ramp up that period last time by just running them up the middle constantly to see if he could take a beating, and that's fine. But just consecutively, like, can he do it consecutively? Can he go into the wild card round, the divisional round, the AFC Championship game, and the Super Bowl and continually produce for us, not knowing what's going to happen with Justice Hill? Like, if he can, it is a big boost to this team, but I'm just not counting on it because he hasn't proved that he can stay healthy. To me,
Um, that may be. That may be. And you make a valid point there. That's why wisdom has to kick in on the part of our coaches. We don't need to run Keaton Mitchell up the middle consistently, back to back to back, like we did against the Texans, if we want to preserve him, if we want to ensure that we're trying to do the best we can to keep him healthy and keep him available. We've got to be able to use some wisdom and scheme him in a better direction, a better way, so that we can limit or minimize, right, to the extent we're able, the
mm-hmm.
risk of injury to him. Because as long as he stays healthy,
Right.
and all appearances, by all account, it looks like he is, as long as Keaton Mitchell can stay healthy,
Mm-hmm.
we have a guarantee. I don't want us to be so one dimensional, or I don't want us to be so predictable. I think that's the better word. That every time we see Derrick Henry on the field, it's automatic run play to Derrick.
Right.
That's why we need to have a second running back out there to create the illusion, or the disillusion rather, like they don't know what's coming. Is it automatically going to Derrick Henry? Well, not so much. We now have Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, but the problem was they weren't running him up the middle last year. He got hurt.
Yeah. It's
So,
it's a risk. It's nothing that I'm going to
but
say is a guarantee, but
but if he can stay healthy, yes, if he can stay healthy, sky's the limit. Like he can help take this team to another level. Yes, Derrick Henry is big and fast. Yes, he is. Justice Hill is fast, but they
yeah.
don't have Keith Mitchell type speed. That is another level of speed. So if he can stay healthy and they can utilize him properly,
Right.
and manage his touches, I think that he can do well. It's just that I haven't seen it from him. He can prove. I hope he proves me wrong.
Yeah. I believe he will. I believe he will. I'm confident in that. As long as we exercise some due care and due caution and diligence with him to make
Hmm.
sure that we are at least giving our best to ensure that he's able to remain healthy. Sean Coles, good evening, wants to know, did Hendo ever issue a response to Kyle Van Noy for saying Mark was washed, Hendo?
First of all, I don't need to issue a response because I never said he was washed. I said if you go back and listen to the tape, I said he hasn't been playing like Mark Andrews, and some of it could have been attributed to the car accident. That's what I said. Now, is he washed in the playoffs? Most definitely. Kyle Van Noy, whomever, you can't debate that. Look at the numbers throughout his playoff career, averages under 40 yards and 0 touchdowns. So, yeah, I never said he was washed. I said he was declining, and it may be due to the injury from the car accident. But
Yeah.
he had. But if you look at from 2021, from his All Pro season, his numbers has declined each and every year.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't argue with the data. You can't argue with statistics. And I know some might say, numbers, like they say stats don't lie. Well, they do if you're not getting targets, or if they don't tell the entire story, but you have to take it into consideration exactly what Hendo just said. Like, he's just not been in the playoffs anyway, has not been that reliable source for us. But Agnes wants to know, any word on Justice? I'm praying he's coming along. I have not heard anything. I think we had a stream either yesterday or maybe the day before. Someone mentioned they saw him on Instagram with his family baking cookies at home. So
Mhm.
I took that as a good sign. But in terms of like the Ravens, their front office, or any pressers, no, I haven't heard anything. What about you, Hendo?
No, they haven't really said much, and
Yeah.
I don't think that they will, because John Harbaugh, he's really secretive when it comes to injuries and players progressing from injury. So I don't think that anything's going to be said. Hopefully he's okay. Do not try to play him in this last game. There is not necessarily a need to further injure him, and concussions are a serious, serious, serious injury. It is something
Yes.
to not be played with because it is the brain. It is your central nervous system. It is all of these things that hopefully they take better care. And I hope he's ready to go. If not, let's err on the side of caution. Hold him out for the wild card game to be safe if he does not pass protocol. So yeah, I haven't heard really much about him. So
TDSQ, Baker Mayfield for MVP. I heard he was having a fantastic game. He says, LOL. Look, they have now inserted Joe Burrow into that conversation. They were like, if Joe Burrow gets the Bengals team to the playoffs, given
mhm.
how horrific their season has been, does he need to have his name entered into that conversation? I said, well, they make a point there. They make a valid point. And I heard Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is it. He's MVP. I said, oh gosh. Yeah.
What? What?
I'm telling you, I've heard Baker Mayfield. Look, I just was watching a Dolphin stream and they were saying Tyler Huntley MVP. So look, it just depends on who you ask. It determines what kind of response you're going to get.
This is a bunch of horse pucky. Listen, Tyler Huntley's a Pro Bowler. I don't know how, because even when they selected him, there were three
Mhm.
quarterbacks ahead of him statistically that should have made it. Joe Burrow, as far as him being an MVP, listen, a lot of the talk shows, sportscasts talked about Josh Allen potentially being the MVP for his lack of weapons. Joe Burrow has a lot of weapons. So how could he be inserted in this when you're talking about others not having weapons and him having all the weapons? Now, as far as Baker Mayfield goes, I give him props. Listen, Chris Godwin has been out for most of the year. Mike Evans has been injured throughout the season, and he's putting up numbers. He's putting up numbers with guys that people don't even know. But he occasionally makes a lot of mistakes because he's Baker Mayfield, but he has resurrected his career in Tampa Bay. I give him credit for that. A lot of people thought that he was going to be one of those number one overall busts, and he turned his career around. So I give him credit, but MVP conversations, yes, he may be the MVP on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He may be the MVP of the NFC South, but the MVP of the NFL, nah, that's laughable. But I understand, DD. I understand. Like, you're a Tampa Bay fan, you repping your people, you repping your team. I ain't even mad at you, son. But you and I, when we both look in the mirror, and if I look in the mirror right now and say Baker Mayfield MVP, I'm not going to take myself serious.
Look, I appreciate you coming through, DDSQ, for supporting these other, uh, your other team. I'm gonna call us that. Your other team. I know you are, you
Your
know,
lower team,
yeah. Same thing with Lead
little
Commander.
brother.
Hey there, Lead Commander. Thanks for coming by. What's up, folks? Don't miss the game of the week tonight. His Commanders are going to punch their ticket into the
Amen.
dance tonight. They have, listen, Commanders, you have a big game coming up. Lead Commander, I know this is a Ravens space, but I want to hear from you because you always come by. Who's winning
Appreciate
tonight, and what's the score prediction for your game? But and while he
it.
types that in, yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy, Kev T, to keep having Keaton Mitchell. Like that's just crazy. We are going to get into the defense. You
Oh
guys
my
are ready,
gosh.
so let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Tell us right now in the chat, who is your X factor for the Ravens defense? Name one player who, if we can get them to just show up, will be in a better position. Who would it be for you, Hendo?
Let's see. We have the usual suspects. We have Kyle Hamilton. We have Marlon Humphrey. We have Roquan Smith. The usual suspects. Nnamdi Madubuike. But I think for me, the X factor going into the playoff run is going to be none other than Brandon Stevens.
Hmm.
Because, that's right.
Okay.
You are only as strong as your weakest link. And for me, he needs to step his game up. He needs to play a lot better because they are going to target him. Now, Cole, I got a Cole one. The other one is going to be Nate Wiggins. He's a rookie in his first playoff game, his first playoff run. They are going to target him. I think that he's had enough experience playing against ones and twos that he has grown his game throughout the season. But I do think that Brandon Stevens and Nate Wiggins are going to be two guys that are going to be targeted during the playoffs. So they're going to be the X factors in shutting down the passing game of these teams because we possibly going up against some lethal offenses during the playoffs. So those are going to be my two co-X factors.
I'm just laughing at the chat. Thank you all. Jeff J, no, your comment did not come up about Bateman. If you don't mind, I don't know what happened, but I scrolled through. I didn't see it. If you can leave your comment again, type it in the chat about Rashad Bateman. We'll certainly come back to that. For me, you know what I was going to say, right? Everybody, I think, in here who's been around for a minute knows I was going to say Odafe Oweh, but I'm going in a different direction. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about Nate Wiggins, but I did not include him primarily because I remember that when I think about a playoff game, I'm looking for someone who has some experience in a playoff game. Because you are a rookie, I don't know what to expect from you in a big moment, just like Zay Flowers. We all don't want to talk about what he did last year in the AFC Championship game. He was a rookie. He made a rookie mistake, a big one. Hopefully now, year 2, he's better for it. So that's the only reason I left Wiggins off the list, because I do want to give a little bit of room for that uncertainty, because you've never been in this type of playoff scenario situation.
Mm-hmm.
But so for that, my player is. Oh, can I get a drum roll or something? Okay, here we go. My player is Chris Board. Robert, shout out to you. If you are watching, thank you for putting my eye on Chris Board. We have struggled, our linebackers, without question, have not been what we would want from them. And when I think, like I said, when I think of X factor, I'm thinking of a player, if we can just get a little bit more contribution from them, they really could help our team a great deal. And I think Chris Board, 2018, UDFA, drafted out of North Dakota State. He's come in, and like I said, I didn't even have him on my radar until recently, until Robert said, watch out for him. I'm like, okay, I'll watch out for him. Oh, he comes on the field. He gets some pressures. He records a few tackles. He gets a sack. Oh, okay. He really could be an X factor for us. So that's why I'm going with Chris Board.
Okay. Listen, let me say this. It's a good one. I give you that one. Once they, and I know a lot of credit has been given to Ardarius Washington. Once they inserted, once they inserted him into the starting lineup, the defense changed. But another unsung move was Chris Board being brought in. Trenton Simpson was struggling. Malik Harrison at times plays well, then he doesn't. I think Chris Board helps solidify things. But this was the one time that I honestly thought, and I would not have had a problem with you actually saying Odafe Oweh, because he is somebody that we actually need to step up. We need him to get those pressures. We need him to get those sacks and affect that game. Because like I said, we have a possibility that we're going to either face Justin Herbert or Russell Wilson. Then we're going to face Josh Allen, then
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, and
Yep.
possibly Jeff Goff or Jalen Hurts. So we need somebody. We need him to put pressure on the quarterback, take them off their spots, kind of make them uncomfortable. So I, for once, would have thought you would have went with your guy. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
goodness. We have
Albrook.
I'm skipping to the head of the line, the head of the class here. Thank you for subscribing. Walbrook Alumni Association. Thank you. We appreciate you. If you are new here, welcome. Please subscribe, join the family, turn on your post notifications so that you can be locked in with us as we get ready to hashtag chase the Lombardi. Thank you. Thank you.
My daughter went to Walbrook for a year.
Yeah. Oh, she did? Oh, wow. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So let me go back up because I skipped. Like I said, I went to the head of the class, the front of the class. Yeah, DDSQ was just, he said LOL. He wasn't being serious. But
we know you were. Listen, it's Baker Mayfield. We know there was no seriousness in that. Sam Darnold, an argument could be made for Sam Darnold. I'm not saying he's an MVP. An argument could be made because a lot of the Bills fans, they love arguing about win totals and not statistics. Darnold has the win totals and he has better statistics. So an argument could be made. I don't think that he is the MVP of the league because you're throwing to Justin Jefferson, you're throwing to Jordan Addison. Like you have guys that can go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, a case could be made for him.
yeah, I mean, true enough. And I was going to say it earlier, lead commander. I was going to say, and if we let lead commander tell us, he's going to say Jaden Daniels need to be in the MVP conversation. But I said, no, I'm not going to say that. And look, sure enough, he did. He said Jaden Daniels would get MVP. Okay. Before Baker Mayfield.
Listen, lead commander, you best pray that the Comets win. You best pray these Comets win this game. The Comets. The Comets. If they don't win this game, whoo-wee, I might have to do a solo video.
The Falcons, there's no way the Falcons are winning tonight. And they're playing in Washington.
Michael Penix is starting. They don't have Kirk Cousins in his nighttime dramas.
Yeah.
They got Michael Penix. Like Michael Penix, you just don't think. Listen, they got Bijan Robinson. They have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts. They have offensive weapons that can keep up with the Commanders. Like if Jaden Daniels is off his game, they can lose, but they better not lose to these sorry Atlanta Falcons.
I don't think they're going to. I think the Commanders are going to win this one tonight. I'm going to be watching lead commander. I'll be saying, all right, lead commander. Okay, you told me you're going to win. 38-17 bucket. Jay the Six says Hamilton. He can do it all. He can. And if we can get just a bit more, what would you like to see more from Kyle Hamilton as we talk about going into the playoffs? Obviously, for me, it's going to be turnovers. But if you can see something more from Kyle, Hendo, what would you like to see?
Nothing. I mean, he's doing his thing. Like I guess it's from the position that he's being put in because they're using him differently than they did last season. So he's doing all that he can from the position that he's being put in. I expect him to come and show out. Like he had a audacious beginning to the season. Like it wasn't up to the standards of what he did the previous season. And I think he took that to heart. Even after he dropped that interception in Cleveland, I think he took those things to heart. And ever since then, he's upped his game. Like he's played a lot better. Maybe Zach Orr has found a better way to utilize him throughout the games, but I can't expect any more from him. I expect him to be the leader of that defense. I expect him to do what he needs to do in that secondary. So for me, that's why I didn't pick him because he was just obvious as somebody that's going to show up.
Yeah. Kev T says Matabike. What would you like to see more from Matabike that you haven't seen? Oh, that you haven't seen. Kev T, let us know. And anyone else who thinks, hey, Matabike could really be an X factor. What would you like to see from him, Hendo?
Earn his paycheck.
How does he do that? How does he go about doing that?
Be the player that you were last year. Now, you don't have to necessarily replicate those numbers exactly, but play a little bit better. You're $100 million man.
Yes, you are.
Like, step up. Like Travis Jones, he's playing to me better than Matabike is. He's in the second year. Like,
Yeah.
come on, bro. Like, earn that money. You got your check. Now do what you need to do. Your pressure and your sacks are going to be
Yeah.
very valuable to us coming playoff time. Now, I don't know if he's holding it and keeping some reserve in the tank for the playoffs, just coasting, but he needs to step his game up once the playoffs start. We need everybody to be locked in because this is the season to take down the Chiefs. This is the season. I know last season was the season as well because they
Yeah.
looked
I
it
was
off,
going to say, was it?
but they have they have some issues going on with their line. They have some issues going on with their receiving room. But this is the time that we can overtake them. We proved in week one that we can hang with them until we figured out what we were going to get done with this team. And now that we know our identity and now that we know what we have to do to beat them, and we've taken Marcus Williams out, inserted our Darius Washington, I think now is the time for us to take the Chiefs in their building, celebrate on their field, take their helmet in the end zone and throw it around. Let's do that to them.
Yes. I like it. Let's do it. Jeff J says, am I in the right building? You are, Jeff J. I can see your comments. I just didn't see the first one. Justin wants to know, do you think Lamar should be the MVP? Now we're at week 17 because before it was, well, we're at week 17. The Ravens have played their 16 games. Josh Allen, we were still waiting on him to see how he did today against the Jets. We've seen it. They blew the Jets out of the water, 40-something to nothing. But what do you think, Hendo? Do you think Lamar should win MVP?
Of course, I think Lamar should win MVP. He's the best player in the NFL, and that is not to take anything away from Josh Allen. Josh Allen is having a phenomenal year, but
Yeah.
the difference to me is Lamar Jackson is going out there playing his game, like he's doing his thing in the flow of the game. The Bills, in my opinion, are intentionally trying to get Josh Allen's stats. That's why they were up 33 to nothing and then finally decided to take him out the game because they're trying to get him stats. When they got down to the 1 yard line, I was like, they're not giving this to James Cook. They're giving this to Josh Allen because they're trying to manufacture numbers to catch up with Lamar so they can say, look, we have the statistics and we have the record. But to me, Lamar has been doing it in the Florida game. There have been games where they asked Lamar, you want to go back in and go for a 6 touchdown? He was like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I'm not worried about this MVP. So to me, it is Lamar Jackson. If it's not Lamar Jackson, so be it. I'm not mad. I'm not going to go on a Twitter rant about, oh, well, look what happened. You robbed him. No, because we have a bigger picture in mind. We have something that we're trying to attain as an organization that's more important than individual awards. They want it, give it to them. Sometimes I just want them to give Josh Allen the MVP so they can stop crying. Like, goodness gracious, I can't even go to Twitter anymore because all I see is, well, Josh did this. Look what Lamar did. Well, Lamar last year. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it. But then there's a side of me that wants Lamar to win just to upset them, just to make them, just to frustrate them just a little bit more because you need to suffer being so whiny. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? Because technically, if we look at the MVP award, it's a quarterback award. There have been some years when running backs have been more productive than certain quarterbacks, and they didn't win the award. So it's not an exact science when it comes to picking the MVP. But statistically, Lamar Jackson is leading in a lot of categories. And if he gets the all-time passer rating for a quarterback, each and every other one has won the MVP award. I don't know why it would change now.
Yeah. To answer your question, Justin, I do think it's a tight race. I think it's a very tight race between Lamar and Josh Allen. That's it. I think Jay the Six mentioned Saquon Barkley's name should be in there as well. That's, definitely something to consider. But I think if we look at the position of the quarterback, which has pretty much always been the MVP, who is the most valuable? I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Certainly. Lamar Jackson is just, every time he steps foot on a football field, he's breaking a record. He's doing the impossible. You have a wow moment every time you watch him play. You just think about the Texans game. Think about the touchdown pass to Isaiah Likely when he had to extend that play for over 8 seconds. And I think in the live stream, the post game show, I said, name a quarterback right now in this league who can do that. And there was only one name, and they said Pat Mahomes, because you really can't think of any other quarterback who can do what Lamar Jackson does consistently. And so for me, it's Lamar. But Nightmare Kilo mentioned something earlier about Matabike. I don't care if you're getting double teamed. You just got to do something.
Aaron Donald used to get double teamed.
Aaron Donald sure did. That didn't stop him. So, yeah, I agree with you. Link Commander says, if the Commanders punch their ticket tonight, I will stop the sell and production of my Hendo must go tees. All right. So
Well, listen.
Hendo can stay.
Listen, crank it up because the Commodores are about to go down. Lionel Richie's about to leave the building.
Wow.
Y'all about to be done.
Wow.
Done so. Gone. Finite.
Good evening, Imani. I hope Mark shows up in the playoffs. Right. That's what Hendo was saying. He's just not been a reliable target in the playoffs. So yeah, add his name to the list. And as we're going through, that's right, Jay the Six, Chris Board. I had to put him on the list because I didn't want to say the obvious. I was going to say Odafe Owe with his 9 sacks. If we can just get a little bit more production out of him, then I was going to say that. Thank you, Philip, the unique dope spirit. Thank you for donating $3 to the channel. Let me just skip to the front of the line. I do appreciate that. I am so behind on my comments. It is not even funny. He says, go Ravens. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donation. If you would like to donate to my channel and or Hendo's channel, there is a super chat button in both of our live streams. So you can click on that and donate. And I believe Hendo might have a pinned link in his comment section that takes you directly to his Stream Elements page where you can leave a tip if you are enjoying the content. We do appreciate it. And we just appreciate you all being here and interacting with us. Let me go back up. I'm trying to get through some of the comments. I don't want people to feel like, oh gosh, they're not even paying us attention. We are. Jeff J said, that's why we need to get Calais. Yeah, to get those boys going. We talked about that the other night. And I don't know what just happened to Hendo, but hopefully he'll make his way back. But we talked about that the other night. Calais Campbell, I am all for bringing him back. I really am. I know Hendo says, well, for what? Look, even if it's just to rally the troops, to be that veteran leadership that we need, if he just swats down a ball, puts his arms up, deflects a pass or two, bring him back. But, after the Bengals won yesterday, and I think the last I saw, the Dolphins were winning today, Calais is still going to remain on that team. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get Calais. If the Dolphins are eliminated, and I know they still need some help from other teams, it'd be nice to bring Calais back for sure. We do have a question coming from Just Toronado. She said, what's one bold prediction for the Ravens in the playoffs that no one else is talking about? Ooh, great question. I would say a bold prediction for me is that the Ravens take care of business and beat the Chiefs. I think we're going to absolutely beat the Bills, Steelers. They don't give me that much concern. But the one team that just seems to always give us a problem, for sure, it's definitely the Chiefs. So if I have to make a bold prediction, the Ravens are coming out and we are beating the Chiefs this year in the playoffs, AFC Championship, book it here. You heard it here first. That's my bold prediction. Let me see. If you have questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat and I will make sure that I answer them. What we are talking about tonight is, if you are just now tuning in, name your offensive and defensive player who you think could really be an X factor for us as we go into this playoff run to chase the Super Bowl. Killer Cam, hey there, bonjour. He says Chargers will pick him up before us. Ooh, I hope not. But that could happen. That could, for sure. And Golden State 22 says, yeah, the Steelers are on a 3-game losing streak. They sure are. That's why I say I'm confident in our team's ability to beat Golden State. I think we can do, I'm sorry, Golden State. I'm confident in our team to beat the Steelers if we have to see them in the playoffs. I think they're unraveling at the seam. I don't think they are the team that concerns me. Obviously, we know that us playing the Steelers at any given moment, it can go either way. We've seen that. We know that, they tend to have our card. But as of late, the Ravens seem to be putting it all together, and the Steelers seem to be taking a step backward. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Wasting perfect food, Buren says, is Saquon the MVP if he gets the record? That's a tough one. I'm going to still go with no. He's not. He can certainly be a runner-up, but I don't think he is the MVP, even if he does get the record, even if he gets the records for most rushing yards. I still think it takes more than that to me, right? So I don't know. I'm going to go with no. Lamar, that's who I'm giving the MVP to. So that's what I'm doing. Hey there, welcome back. So
Sorry about that.
No worries. If I had to pick, I'm still taking Lamar Jackson. And thank you for subscribing to Hendo's channel, Rico35. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. If you have questions, ask now. Drop your questions in the chat. We have Hendo back with us. Trying to go through the comments. I see you, Mr. Fantastic. Hey there. How are you? Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it. Listen. Apologize for my internet. It got excited.
It's happy.
It is. I just walked over there and talked to it. And it was like, listen, bro, we got 2 days left. I'm tired. I need a break. I need a break.
Yeah. So, trying to see if I missed any questions. Just Tornado asked a really good question while you were gone, and I'll try and hunt for it. Hey, Black Daniels, thank you for being here. Better late than never. Thank you. And I appreciate you hitting the like button. Thank you for reminding me. If you are here and you are enjoying this conversation that we're having about X factors on the Baltimore Ravens and just football in general, do me a favor. Double tap the like button wherever you are watching, my channel or Hendo's. Thank you. Just Tornado asked a really good question. What is one bold prediction for the Ravens in the playoffs that no one is talking about? Okay, I think Hendo might be frozen. When he comes back, we'll ask him and get his take. Let me see. Justin says, go Ravens, get rid of Marcus Williams. Yeah, we need to. That's such a waste. That's so wasteful. Get rid of Marcus Williams and Brandon Stevens. Facts. But Hendo brings up a really good point about Brandon. While he's certainly not the greatest member of our secondary, he doesn't give up touchdowns. So that's something to consider. That's something totally to consider about him, but not enough to say, let's keep him. Nah, we don't need to. I don't know about re-signing him. We'll talk about that after we win the championship. What is a
re-sign who? I'm sorry.
Oh, Brandon Stevens. He was saying, get rid of Marcus Williams and get rid of Brandon Stevens. And I was like, yeah.
They're going.
Give me 1 second. Huh. Okay. All right. I know this is acting weird, but what is one bold take about the Ravens heading into the playoffs that no one is talking about? That was the question from earlier.
One bold take. Lamar Jackson is going to win unanimous MVP, and he's going to win Super Bowl MVP in the same year.
Oh, okay. All right. My bold prediction or my bold take was Lamar Jackson is going to lead this team to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. That was it. They've had our number, and that is who I really believe all hands on deck. It's an all hands on deck type of scenario. But with Lamar Jackson leading the way, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. Well, family, I don't see any other questions coming through unless I missed it. I'm just checking it twice. But I don't see any other. I don't see any other questions. So, but DDSQ does make a really good comment though. He said Dolphins holding Calais Campbell hostage. Dolphins have no shot. I mean, they might have a little bit of a shot. They just need some help from a lot of people, and they're winning. And like I said, I was in the space earlier today, just shortly before this stream started, and I said, "Wait, what?
But
Tyler Huntley, MVP?"
but what do you mean holding him hostage? The man signed a contract. They want him to fulfill the contract. They still have a small chance, albeit, to make it to the Super Bowl. Like, for sentimentality, of course, you want him to come back to the Ravens, but they have no obligation of releasing him. He signed a contract to play with that team. Now, he could have signed a lesser contract and came back to Baltimore, but he chose not to. Consequences of your actions. You chose to sign with a team that really wasn't going to make it to a Super Bowl. Nobody, even Dolphins fans, didn't believe that they were Super Bowl caliber. That was your choice to go there. So guess what? I like you, but suffer with your team. Suffer with your teammates. Don't leave them the last game of the season and then go to a Super Bowl winner. That's not how you do that. I cannot hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, what about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm telling you, this the internet. I mean,
It's something about today.
I don't know. I don't remember pressing mute, but maybe I did. So, well, family, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. I do see one other question coming through from Ghost of Supreme. What are your thoughts on Rashad Bateman this season? Thank you, Tora. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. But what are your thoughts on Rashad Bateman this season? Hendo kind of gave his earlier, and if you want to recap that, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Listen, he's had a great season for me because he stayed healthy. That was one of the knocks on him coming in, that he couldn't stay healthy. We were leaning on him at one point in time to be our number one receiver, and he just wasn't able to do it. I think he's put together a solid year. He's doubled his career touchdowns in one season, and he and Lamar Jackson have developed a connection. So I think he's going to be big for the Ravens going forward. So yeah, I think he's had a solid season.
Yeah, I think Rashad Bateman has been doing very well. He has. We expected him to come in at wide receiver number 2, and he's been doing that. Now, one thing about Rashad Bateman, he does have several drops this season, but so does our wide receiver number 1. And a good thing about Rashad is when he drops a pass, he will 9 times out of 10 come back that same game and make up for it in a big moment, in a big way. So for that, I appreciate Rashad. She said, and Imani says, wait, the Bengals are making the playoffs? If I missed you, I'm sorry, there was another comment that coming through. Bengals are making the playoffs? I think they can, Imani. They can, but they need help. So Bengals have started to get hot. They were going on a win streak. They won their last game. In fact, they've won their last, 3 or 4 of their last games. So they need to win out. They need to win whoever they play next week. I think, is it Pittsburgh?
Steelers.
And then they need some help from other teams in the AFC to lose. And if all of those things align right for them, then yes, they can make
Well, the Dolphins won, right?
Yeah,
The
Dolphins
Dolphins
won
won.
today. Yep.
Okay, then Cincinnati's eliminated.
No.
They need, they should be because
Wow.
I think the Dolphins have what 6 losses. Seven? No, they have 8 losses.
Can
7.
someone look that up really
Oh,
quickly in the
because I
chat
think
and let us know? Are the Bengals now eliminated since the Dolphins won today? If someone knows that and can leave that in the chat for us, let us know. And I do see several comments that come through to say, hey, I missed your question. If you want to ensure that I don't miss your question, I'm really trying to not miss any, but you can leave a super chat that makes sure that I will not miss your comment or question. But I see David Hunt joining us. Good evening.
so,
Good evening. Thanks for being here. And Robert, I see you. Thank you for joining, even though you said you are who's your team, Robert? You said it earlier in the stream. No. Who's your team? Broncos fan here. There it is.
okay,
Yes, he is a
okay.
Broncos fan. So thanks for joining. He said, Broncos fan here. I think Lamar gets the ring. Well deserved. We appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
I
Appreciate
appreciate
that.
that, Robert. And and to be wholly honest and completely, fair, Josh Allen deserves it too. But if I had to give the edge, because Josh Allen is having a phenomenal season, but if you can only pick one, right? You can only pick one. For me, I'm taking Lamar Jackson. He just breaks too many records, does too many impressive things, like miraculous type plays every time he's on the field. So for me, I'm taking that. And I think that was
No, they still have a shot. Cincinnati still has a chance
okay.
because Indy lost, so
hmm
they would need Miami to lose next week, and they would need Denver to lose next week and their game.
Robert,
So they
Robert,
still have a chance.
yeah, they still have a chance. Okay. Okay. Thank you all so much for triple checking that and letting us know. Bengals are still in, Imani. Bengals are still in. Not saying that they're going to the playoffs just yet. Can't say that, but they have a chance.
Listen, the fact is
And
going in their favor. I'm telling you, because there's no way I thought the Giants were going to beat the Colts. No way I thought the Giants would beat the Colts, and they put up 35 points.
blew them
Like,
out of the water today. I said, wait, what? The Giants? Okay.
yeah,
So,
so
Robert, your Broncos, can you take care of business for us, please? Who do you have next week? Who do you play? Who's your last opponent? Robert,
the
if you'll let us
Broncos,
know. Yeah, who the Broncos have next week. Whoever you all face.
Cincinnati, the Chiefs,
Uh-oh.
but they're resting their starters. They're not playing their starters because they
Let
locked
me
up the
tell
number 1 seed.
let me tell you. So this is something that I heard someone say. And when they said it, I said, that makes all the sense in the world. I do not believe that they are resting their starters for all 4 quarters. What I think will happen is their starters will play 1 quarter, maybe 2,
You
and
heard
that's
me say
it.
that.
Because if they rest their starters for the entire game, right? They already have secured the number 1 seed. They get the bye. That will be like 25 days, 24, 25 days that these players will not have played when it comes time for the second round of the playoffs.
But the difference is that you normally are dealing in situations with the Baltimore Ravens. Andy Reid is a different coach. They prepare a
I
little bit
understand.
differently. So for them having that time off, they're used to having the number 1 seed. They're used to having the first round bye.
Yeah,
Like they've been in this situation before. So I think they prepare a little bit differently. So them having however many days off can only help them get healthy. Now with us, we don't perform as well when we get that many days off. So
right. Yeah.
you know.
Kwamina, hi there. What time tomorrow? What time tomorrow? What? Let us know. Or are you asking about what time are we going to be live tomorrow? What time are we? I don't know what you mean.
Oh, what time are we dropping videos tomorrow? I mean,
We got to go live tomorrow. Listen, for those of you who are just now tuning in, Hendo and I did a challenge, and we're still doing it. We did a 31-day challenge where every day this month we release a piece of content, be it a live stream, a video, or a short. And primarily, we have been live every day. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on your post notifications. And if that's your question, what time are we going live tomorrow? I don't know. know. It might be around this time, 7:45, 8 o'clock. We'll see. We will see. But thank you for the update, Antonio. Colts are eliminated with today's loss. Now it's down to the Broncos, Bungles, and the Dolphins. All right, Broncos, you got to take care of business. Robert, that's it.
I mean, the
Whether,
Steelers.
oh yeah, right.
Steelers had
Whether,
to leave.
yeah. But the Steelers are playing the Bengals, so that might not be too far-fetched. The Bengals have been good lately. That's it.
I mean,
So,
but the Bengals tried to give a game away last night. They tried to give Denver the game. They did everything in their power to hand Denver that game.
and they still won. So,
Right, but they're not going to get that opportunity. They don't listen. Russell Wilson has not been playing as well as he did at the beginning of the season, but Russell Wilson is not Bo Nix,
yeah. Robert,
and their
your
defense is a lot stronger.
Broncos defense is for real, but you struggled though you struggled mightily against the Ravens. So, I mean, I know you're not playing the Ravens. I know your last game is not the Ravens. You're playing the Chiefs, but your defense, and that was one of the things I said going into that game. I said, we're playing the Broncos. They have a really good defense. And people said, no, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine offensively. And I said, oh, okay. True enough. Hey there, Big Reg. Good evening. Thanks for being here. Osman, thank you for being here. Lamar
Ooh.
played a harder schedule compared to Josh. If Josh played our schedule, he's unlikely to be considered for MVP. You got that right. I need to star that comment. Bring that up on the next episode, and we'll talk about it. I hope so, Killer Cam, because if the Broncos win, then the Bengals are out. So I like it. And
Yeah,
Quamina said, yes, going live tomorrow. What time? Well, we just don't know. It'll probably be sometime around this hour tomorrow. So make sure you're tuned in. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Robert. We appreciate it. Now just do us a favor, Robert. Take care of business against the Chiefs. And we
people
are.
don't want to see the Bengals.
I don't want the Bengals because they're getting.
It's crazy.
And thank you for subscribing. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Welcome to the family. Look, we're in this together right now because I don't want to see the Bengals. I don't. I know their defense is not a whole lot leaves much to be desired. But Joe Burrow, he has the weapons. They're getting the job done. And so that's it.
That's crazy. A team that was 5-8. People don't want to see them.
Don't want to see
That's
them.
crazy.
Hey,
What's up,
Come on. All right. I'm going to hold you to it. Robert. When we go live next week, see, I'm speaking it into existence, and we're going live. We're going live even after the end of this challenge. When we go live again next week and we say everything is done, all of the playoff spots have been locked in, everybody knows who's going, who's eliminated, we're going to come back and say, where is Robert? Because we want to make sure that we can say Robert was right. Robert was right. Oh, yeah, I know, Imani. Some people have tried to add Burrow into that conversation. Tyler Huntley's name was thrown around today because he brought his team to a victory. I mean, I'm just saying, Imani. It's getting out of control. But family, that is all that we have for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Hendo, would you please let everyone know where they can find you and what you have going on social media?
Yes, you can find me at the RouG Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And, normally I put out a video, but somebody has me live streaming 25 out of 29 days during the month. So you already know where I'm going to be at. And if we do live stream during the week, it's normally going to be around 7:45, 8 o'clock because I have to work and I don't get off work till 7:30. So right after that, if we do, we have 2 more coming. We have tomorrow night, then we have the finale on Tuesday night.
You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a party.
You don't want to miss
it. You don't.
Because like Jay said early in the comment section, I'm going into hiding. Witness protection.
He's not. Don't listen to him. Don't. Yeah. So if it's during the week, it's usually around this time, about 7:45, 8 o'clock. And Mr. Chad 1205, thanks for being here. Yolanda, why are you so scared to face the Bengals? I'm not necessarily saying I'm scared. I just don't want to. And the reason being is because it's really tough for a team to beat another team 3 times. We beat them twice already. We did. And when we played them, they didn't look as good as they look now. So, yes, have the Ravens improved since we played the Bengals? Of course. We've gotten better. We've made some personnel changes, especially to our secondary. We're looking better. So there's that, right? But I'm thinking about statistic wise, we beat them twice. It'll be really tough to do it a third time. Not to say it's impossible, but I would prefer to not even cross that bridge if I don't have to. So that's my
I
only thing.
mean, could it also be that Joe Burrow torched the secondary each and every time he's played us?
It could be that Jamar
Man
Chase
has
went
like
off.
man has like almost 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards in 2 games. I'm not saying I'm scared, but
Yeah.
we offensively we have not learned how to stop them, and more importantly, T. Higgins didn't play in one of those games. And T.
Yeah.
Higgins has found his stride right now. So he adds another component that we aren't prepared for. Not saying that we can't beat them, but she just doesn't want to take any chances. Me, I want all the smoke from all the teams. I want the Bengals. I want the Bills. I want the Chiefs. So
Yeah.
when we win, I can go talk my cash money to
And
their
trust me,
family.
Robert, welcome aboard. Buckle your seatbelt because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Because once we start winning in the playoffs, Hendo is going to be talking a lot of smack.
Obnoxious.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes, Kamal. Yolanda will be live streaming for the season finale.
No evidence. 340. Do you do content in the off season? We sure do. These channels
All
here,
season
my
long.
channel and Hendo's, we give you content year round. We don't have an off season. Whatever we can talk about regarding our team, football, breaking news, signings, what we did right, what we didn't do right, drafts, all of that,
Everything.
we cover it. We cover all of it. So yes, we
Oh,
do. And
yeah.
Osmond, yeah, next month is when we really need to be streaming. You're right. That's why I'm asking Hendo nicely behind, backstage. I think we really need to go live, especially through January and into February when we win the Super Bowl. So yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
mean, we can give them all that, but I mean, after the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
but listen, I almost forgot. Today is a very special day.
Ooh, today is a very special day. Let's hear it.
It is my channel's birthday. It's the third birthday. My channel's 3 years
Oh,
old now.
wow. Do I have balloons or something? I don't think I have that emoji. Let me see what emojis I have to celebrate Hendo's.
Man, we good for that. We good with that. We good. We good. Don't
No,
need
I have the hearts. That's what I have. I don't have the confetti. I don't have the whatever.
I don't know
But
that, but that's okay.
congratulations. Hendo's channel is 3 years old today. Wow. Such a great accomplishment being here on YouTube, killing it, absolutely nailing it for 3 years. Congratulations to you. The sky's the limit. This is just the beginning. Yes. Awesome. No evidence says I'm sub, so I'll be around. We'll be looking to see you. We will be looking to see you.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget, next Sunday, Yolanda will be live streaming the Cleveland Browns Baltimore Ravens game.
You know what? No, yes, Hendo and I will be. Thank you for the reminder, Hendo. Tora says I'm overriding everything in her. She texts me. Tora sent me a text message just to check on me because she knows that this has been a lot. I appreciate her. And I told her, I said, listen, I'm tired, but I come on live camera. I get to, have fellowship with you. We talk football. Even if we disagree, you are always very respectful, and I appreciate you all for it. So it gives me a little bit of energy.
What?
Yeah.
You're tired?
This is
You're
me
tired.
tired. Yeah,
You're tired because
this
I
is
have messages 6, 7 o'clock a.m. Talking, ooh, listen. I got an idea for tonight. Listen, I know you had a video coming out, but forget that. We're going
they
live.
just
Like,
put all my
listen,
business
we
out
need
in the
to, we need
street.
to,
You guys don't believe in confidentiality, right? I mean,
ooh.
listen.
We need to keep it going.
I
Appreciate it.
stand firm on attorney-client privilege.
Now, you're not my attorney.
I'm sure not your attorney, but as one, like keep some stuff to yourself, keep a secret. Yes, we do have 2 separate channels. We do. So one is the RouG Pod, ROUG POD here on YouTube. That is Hendo's channel. And mine is Ravens Talk with Yolanda. We do individual content on our respective channels, but then every now and again we come together and we'll do a collab. It just so happened that the month of December, we've been doing a lot of collabs and you guys have seemed to like it. So we kept it going. But yes, it is 2 separate channels. So this is me tired. And look at you, Philip, laughing over there because they telling all my business. Tora's telling my business when I told her I'm tired. And Hendo's telling all my business like, yeah, I got ideas. I do, but then I still get tired. But it's okay. Family, thank you for being here. I'm not even going to look at Hendo's face. It doesn't matter. But thank you all so much for being here. We will see you very soon. And by soon, I mean tomorrow, where
Yes, Just Tornado. Let's compare. Let's just compare. Please, let's compare. Because listen, Just Tornado.
all right.
I'm
Thank you
sorry.
all
I'm
so
sorry, Just Tornado.
much.
I'm sorry. I fabricated my statement. I'm sorry. She doesn't hit me up at 6 o'clock in the morning to say that. She hits me up at 6 o'clock in the morning and says, "Why did you make me do this? I am so tired. Like, what was going through your head when you did this?" Then 10 minutes later, oh, I got ideas. We do need to live stream. I know that I said I was tired, but I'm not tired anymore. So we need to keep this going and keep it going now because the people want it. We can get the people that they want. And I'm just like, can you breathe before you speak? And she's like, no, because I got so many things and they just got to come out. They got to come out some way. One way or another, we got to get it out to the
All
people
right.
that
Thank
want.
you all so much. Yes, Robert, I am an attorney. Yes. Yeah, we're going to keep making those videos, Hendo. That's right. Keep making those videos. We're going to keep going live. Thank you, Agnes, for being here. And no, Tora, you cannot compare notes with Hendo. Family, on that note, we will see you very soon. You take care, stay safe, and always remember, go Ravens.
Lamar's the MVP.
God bless.